Oh, goodness gracious. 7:30. Okay, there he is. There he is. We were like, what is
Don't,
Vance doing?
don't shame me. I had to make a drink.
Hey, I'm here for that. You know I'm here for that.
I was like, this man had a rose in his mouth on Instagram, so I know you're awake. Like, this is not a. I just saw the rose. Tongue out last night, rose in today. Like, come on, bro. I know you here. All right, let's get to work. Let's get to work.
Well, when I went to the grocery store, I bought some flowers for the house, just and then I saw some pink roses, which always reminds me of my grandmother. And since it's Mother's Day today, I was like, well, Nana, miss you, love you, so gonna wear all the pink today. So
Mhm.
that's why I look like Cameron today.
Beautiful. Hey, mom. What's up?
Right.
Man, well, happy Mother's Day to all you fantastic mothers out there. I am Crunk Chocolate. Next to me is Sharpie, Charlie, and below me is Tom Bomb. How do you say your last name? Is it Persley?
Yep.
Cool. I, I've always seen it, and I'd much rather just ask than say it
Hmm.
wrong and then have someone correct me and then have that whole like weird two and a
Yep.
half seconds after.
Hmm.
Oh, Man City Fan 988, let's go. Oh, this is a new little different with the chat. I was wondering why this felt a little different. Okay, FanFest Live, you updating, you changing. So people, for your chance to win the scarf, you have to hit the thing above where it says register below for your chance to win a Man City scarf in this week's exclusive giveaway. You cannot win watching on Twitter. You cannot win watching on YouTube. The only way you can win one of these scarves is through FanFest Live because this is a partnership with our fantastic friends at FanFest Live. Shout out to y'all. So yeah, hey, we're not doing it until the final 5 minutes of the match or this show, so you guys got time. Tranquillo, as
Tranquillo.
Sharpio
There
always
we
says.
go.
So we're here to talk about Man City versus Everton. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it's Ilkay's 300th appearance. Shout out to him, a Man City
Oh,
legend, Premier League legend. We are about to face Everton. Sean Dyche, he's fronting the team now. Fun thing about them is they just had their win. It's a pretty big win, but Sean Dyche has faced off Pep against Pep 15 times in his career, and he is 0 wins, 1 draw, and 14 L's.
I like those odds.
And right, and the can anyone guess? Let's just say guess the year the last time that Everton beat Man City.
So Everton and not Sean Dyche.
Yeah, now we're just flipping to the club.
Okay, I'm gonna say 2007.
It was a dark year.
Oh, 2016.
Oh, you had it was the 2016-17 season, yes. So our back line was Gail Clichy, John Stones, Otamendi, and Sanya. And we also had Zabaleta helping out in the midfield.
Great days. Great days.
It
Good
was
times.
dark times. So Anthony Taylor is the ref, and let's look at our starting lineup. So we have Ederson, of course. Not too many change-ups. Sharpie and I quickly talked about it before we went live, but Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Akanji, Rodri, Gundo, Mares, Alvarez, Foden, and Halan. Pep is really trying to figure out that Alvarez, Halan on the pitch at the same time. I'm here for it, especially now that it is in this iteration. I just didn't really like them side by side. Um, but Sharpie, what was your thoughts on the starting 11?
You know what? I'm gonna dummy this ball, and I'm gonna let it roll to Tom.
Ooh,
I want to hear what Tom has to say first, so I can like either change my opinion or harden my stance. So Tom, you got it, bro.
So I'm looking at the starting lineup, and the defenders on the pitch tell me that Ake is not fit and will not be fit for quite some time, which kind of scares me. And those are the defenders that we're going to see for pretty much the rest of the season. If Ake is not going to be able to play, I really do like Alvarez in the midfield. I think that his ability to push the ball up the field, work in tight spaces, really does kind of shine in this lineup. I like the idea of him being able to get balls to Foden or Holland up top or Mahrez out wide. Um, I'm concerned about the defensive work that we're going to do. More than likely, with these defenders, we're probably just going to play a flat back four. It would not surprise me to see Rodri and Gundo sit alongside each other so that they don't have to run as much. For just because those two players are going to play on Wednesday. So I would probably imagine seeing them in a double pivot. And I know that when we do that double pivot, that usually gives that person, usually it's Kevin, um, more space. So I will be interested to see what Alvarez does with this space. But yeah, I think that the defenders are what really like jumped out to me.
So for me, it's always a numbers game. And yesterday, Real Madrid played. We play Real Madrid this Wednesday. They played a day earlier, and Carlo rested twice as many people. Pep has only made 4 changes since the match on Tuesday. And yes, that is a long break for us, Tuesday to Sunday, but it's kind of a quick turnaround. Sunday to Wednesday. Normally we go like, I mean, we do Sunday to Wednesday, but it's also like, why not be a little more cautious? Because Carlo Ancelotti, he did 8 changes yesterday. And I didn't even see if he made any subs for the others. But it's like, and they had a Kamavinga injury. So you can always get injured on the pitch. So I'm all about minimizing risk if we care that much about the Champions League, as I know everybody does. And this reminds me of Tarek's stance about who takes the penalty versus if it goes in or not. And if your process is, hey, let's be rested, let's be healthy because this competition matters. Oh, I just said your name. What up, Tarek?
I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you speak my name, so I figured I'd jump on real quick.
Yes, sir. I was just saying I wanted more changes from Pep. 4 changes. I don't understand why he did it. If Walker gets hurt, what do we do against Vinny? If Akanji gets hurt, what do we do without Ake? You got to put Gomez in now. Like, I would have rather take those young boys in today and then, go with it. But I hope it's a 60-minute type of match and we can kind of get real calm at the end. So, and Pep, we trust, I guess.
Can I jump in real quick? And I would
It's all
just say,
you, bro.
I can't stay on long just because I'm walking up to the gym now. But what I would say is that is assuming that, I guess, from Pep's perspective, the Champions League is the most important. And I would say from Pep's perspective, most likely the most important game is whatever game is up next. And this is saying that he doesn't think the Premier League is locked up yet. And so we have to win in order to secure the Premier League. The Champions League is a knockout tournament. Anything can happen in one game. So if you put too many eggs in that basket, there's still no guarantee. And then maybe you come away with potentially no trophies. This is him saying we are going to go all out to make sure we win at least the Premier League. And then we will continue to work to try to get the Champions League as well. But the Premier League is our bread and butter. Gotta have it, in my opinion.
And that's a really good point because like to Charlie's point about Ancelotti making all of the changes this weekend against Getafe, they're out. They have no chance to win La Liga at this point. So like they are solely invested in Champions League. So they can probably afford to make those 8 changes against Getafe. Yes, they did pull out a 1-0 win. They did make a couple substitutions. Modric just come on in the 61st minute. Vinny came on in the 61st minute. So I I assume Ancelotti just did that so that they could, because it was after they scored the goal. So I assume that that's more of a, we want to make sure that they have at least a few minutes on the pitch prior to our next match. But that is an excellent point. Like they're not, Pep doesn't think that the Premier League is locked up yet, and they can't play for La Liga, so they can afford to make those changes, whereas we can't.
See, I disagree. Hold on, Crunk. I disagree because we have the quality. Like, if you put Rico Lewis in for Walker, we've seen Rico Lewis play. That's not a huge drop off. Now I get maybe if you don't want to put Gomez in, but it's also like we know Everton is going to sit back. So how much defensive work is Gomez really going to have to do? It's just, I don't think it's locked up either. We still need 9 points from our last 4 matches, right? Arsenal, they play after us. They can get to 90. We can get, as many as 90, 94 if we win them all. So, or 93. So it's like, yeah, I want every point. I wasn't saying punt on the match. I'm just thinking of like ways that, like, I don't know, you could play Calvin Phillips instead of Gundo for 60 minutes and then bring them on if you need them. Like, there are options here. And, the ends justify the means. So if no injuries happen, beautiful, wonderful. But I don't want to see like City Twitter in an uproar, or like, oh my God, how did such and such get hurt? How did he pull a hammy? How did Holland trip and fall? And now he's, like I'm on my Tarek dad type of mode. Like, I just need protection around these people because I do not want to wake up Wednesday and we have, such and such is out of the match. So, I hope it works. I hope we win.
And I don't. Oh, Tarek, were you going to say one last thing before you got out of here?
Yeah, if you can hear me, hopefully it's not too loud. But what I would just say, I agree with what Charlie just said. Ideally, yeah, I would rotate. But I understand Pep's reasoning, or at least I believe I understand his reasoning. And yes, you're right. If something negative were to happen, he's going to have to own that, just like he did when we didn't play a defensive midfielder or anything else. It'll be the question of, did he overthink it? Did he do this? Did he do that? And I get that. At this point, I'm just going to rock and roll with Pep and just trust him and see what happens. So I love you, brothers. Have a good day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there, all of your mothers, to my mom, to the wifey. Hope y'all have a great day. And let's go City.
You too. Love you too, man.
Get the win on the court, on the pitch, baby.
That's right,
bro.
And so Sharpie, everyone was kind of ganging up on you because of your thoughts, and I don't like that. I don't like them two ganging up against you. I mean, I understand. I usually feel that feeling a lot when y'all gang up against me. So I'm gonna join.
I can't see the chat.
You are wrong.
Say whatever you want. I don't care. Say what you want.
The reason why I think Pep is playing such a strong starting 11 is because he always says, I want to worry about ourselves. And that's what the starting lineup says. Yes, we know Everton is Everton, and sure, they won. But, they're going to play a very silly style of football. The fans, I feel like, are going to urge Everton to run more than I think Deitch wants them to, I guess, because I feel like they're going to be doing a lot of sitting back and waiting for their chance to attack on us. And I'm not sure how many of those chances they're going to get. How about this? We're going to get to the Everton side. But one last thing because just like Ancelotti put on Modric or Cruz or whoever it was, I feel like Pep is going to give Bernardo or De Bruyne like 5-10 minutes in the match at the end, especially if it's like all sort of like set, and because he wants them to get some sort of like match like in the grooves, and that stresses me out because Everton are the type that would get offended by that and then start playing hard for no reason because they feel that that's an insult that you would put Kevin De Bruyne on when you're up at the end of the match. So that's just something that I personally will be looking on. This Everton side, Pickford, Patterson, Tarkowski, Mina, Holgate. Garner, Decore, McNeil, Iwobi, and Calvert-Lewin. Who on this side is going to give us the most trouble? We'll start with you, Sharpie.
My first thought was Iwobi. He's been in really good form in midfield. He can drive the ball. He's like a true box-to-box 8, in my opinion. And on their counters, he's one of their first outlets to try to get it from defense up to him to carry the ball and then get it to a DCL or a McNeil. So I think if we can lock up Iwobi, then we kind of shut down the path to trying to score a goal. What about you, Tom?
So I did watch their last match when they pretty much thrashed Brighton. Both Iwobi and Decore really stood out to me in the manner in which they played. So I think that those are going to be the two most important players at least to me. I do see that there are McNeil is their PL goal score leader, so he can be dangerous, and we know what kind of form that Calvert-Lewin or what quality Calvert-Lewin can bring to the pitch. I think for me, it's probably going to be really important for Phil to do a lot of tracking back, whoever's on the left-hand side, and then whoever is on the right-hand side of the double pivot between Rodri and Gundo. They are also going to have to do a lot of work because Mahrez, we've discussed, Mahrez just does not track back, and that's fine. He's a winger. He is an out-and-out winger. But I think that just to make sure that we're sound on our defensive responsibilities, those two players are going to have a big game defensively, particularly with Bernardo not on the pitch.
And no, Rico, I agree. Man City fan, shout out to Adam, letting them know, everybody who is watching, you can only win the scarf if you're watching on FanFest Live. So if you're watching on Twitter or YouTube, you have to drop out of there and tap the link on our main page. It's the link to FanFest Live. It's on our pin tweet. You have to go there. Above, it says register below for a chance to win a Man City scarf and this week's exclusive giveaway. We will be doing that the final 5 minutes. Hey, we're 8 minutes away. We're so close, so close. All right. Any last thoughts on Everton? We'll get their stupid lineup out of the way.
Yeah, I wanted to say that what happened in that Brighton match was almost like a perfect storm. They had a really early goal, Brighton, and then after that, obviously they could sit even deeper, and then their counter was way more explosive. I think they got a set piece goal at one point. It was a calamity it was the worst I've seen Brighton play in a long time. And I think if you play that match 10 times, Everton might win that one, and Brighton wins the rest, right? It's an aberration more than the rule, but that does show that if the stars align, like most Premier League clubs, they can get it. Deitch is in a different position this week, though. He needed 3 points last week. He's 1 point above relegation right now with a goal difference. I think that is 4 better than Leeds, and so you want to make sure for him that you don't give up a bunch of goals, obviously, right? You can't be too expansive. So I think his instructions, will be to shrink the game. First half, it's hey, boys, we dig in for 45. We try to get to halftime 0-0, maybe up 1-0 on a set piece, but we can't expose ourselves because if we give City any transitions, they will kill us. Tarkowski and Mina are not Rudiger and Alaba, to say the least. So if you let Haaland get some runs in, get the right ball from Phil or Alvarez, or we saw Mahrez have 2 assists in his last PL start. There's a way to kill the game early if Everton open themselves up. So I think we got a shot. I mean, I think we're going to win, of course, but it's just about minimizing risk for me.
Hey, it's harder to find here than Narnia. That's brilliant. 1, 2. Sorry for that, but hey, I'm happy you're here. You still got to register, though. Make sure you register for your chance to win the scarf. But now that you know how to get here, we will see you next week for next week's FanFest Live. Now that you're here, you just leave that tab open on your phone or your laptop or whatever, and then you don't have to worry about that anymore. How about that? So a crazy. Well, you were talking about the position Everton were in, and it kind of like triggered me because I was just gonna mention how we each faced, a striker who is, I mean, other than Real, but a striker who is mercurial. Like they have the abilities to do work against you, but they have off nights. Like Everton has Calvert-Lewin, Leeds has Bamford, West Ham had Antonio, Fulham had Vinicius. But then we face them at the same time where they're all fighting in that relegation area. So each time they had to win. So it's going to be interesting to see what Everton does because Leeds at that moment, all they needed to do was not win or not lose. And we saw how that ended up with Leeds. So it'll be interesting. And I think Leeds technically has more talent than Everton. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what Everton is able to do against us. Yeah, I think that's like truly the fans. One last thought before I guess we set up this randomizer.
Tom, what's your score? What you got?
I got a KG 2-0 to us. I think that we're gonna see a defender goal on a set piece, like within the we're gonna be very frustrated, but they're gonna be tired at the end of the first half, and we're gonna score a goal then off a set piece, and then they're gonna make an error later in the second half. So yeah, I got 2-0 us.
It's at Goodison Park. They're gonna have the 12th man. I do like Anthony Taylor as a ref, so I do think that it's a very low bar, but he's one of the best in the Premier League. So I think the game will be officiated correctly. I'm gonna go 2-1. I don't feel the clean sheet for some reason. Normally I try to pick it, but our history with Ederson and goal. We just haven't been getting them. So I'm gonna say 2-1 City, and I'm gonna say 2 subs are used. Hopefully, what you got, Crum?
Oh my gosh. You just mentioning how our defense is kind of like messed up. Ederson's clean sheets has just like thought I moved on from that, and now it just opened up a whole like that scab again and scared me. I think we're gonna win 2-0 also. Adam says I have never taken Everton for granted. Always had a soft spot for them. I'll take 2-0. I like that. Lucas, send the Ev down. Send them away. I mean, honestly, I hate Leeds and Leicester more. So there's only 2 more spots, and Southampton has their relegation station ticket punched. So there's only 2 spots. Yeah, and I want them out of here. I don't like them. Salt Miner, what up, homie? Otherwise, call me Aslan because I'll never leave. We'll be looking for control 1-0 or 2-0. Brad Baker said, could be tough to be honest. Hopefully not a trap game with Real coming up. I'll take a 1-0 win. I'll have had 3 heart attacks, but it'll be worth it. I mean, I feel that. Okay. So, Adam, are you in here? Can you set up this randomizer? Can you do your thing?
Last call.
Let's go.
Registered. Let's see who's gonna get the inaugural, FanFest Live, Phase of Blue. Okay, here we go. We got 6, 7. Okay.
9.
6.
Well,
all right.
Oh, this is fun.
I like this.
Oh, someone hopped in and must have hopped out.
Oh.
They didn't register. They never registered.
Gotta read and click those buttons. Gotta read. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Ooh,
it has sound effects.
And
Oh,
Lucas! Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. So, Lucas, I really like this. This is fun. I'm gonna
That
have
was great.
to. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this for some SOB merch.
Yeah. Last game of the season type thing. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I like
for
that. I
sure.
like that idea. Okay, so what should we do? Should we have Lucas DM us?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was asking Adam.
Oh, bro. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's get out of here. Let's get prepared. I still got to turn my TV on. Or join the stage real. Oh, I mean, Lucas, do you want to hop on?
Ooh. First time guest? Has he got time?
Yes, we love that.
I'll send you the invitation.
I mean, come through, Luke. Cool hand, Luke. We're on USA today. You know, they got to show us our respect finally. Some more Peacock on.
Respectfully,
I mean, no shade.
Understand.
No worries. No
Understandable.
worries.
Understandable.
All right, so just DM us real quick, and then, well, I'll take your information. I'll relay it over to the fantastic people at FanFest Live, and we'll get you that scarf, my guy. So appreciate everybody for hopping on. I really do hope that we start seeing you more often for more shows and getting this comment section live. So I'm Crunk Chocolate. That is Sharp Charlie. That's Tom Bomb. We are Shades of Blue. Come on, City.
Come
Happy
on,
Mother's Day,
City.
everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.